Morning BDL, morning Finn. Oh yeah. I'm a tough bag. How are you, Jerry? Okay. Shout out to Materials on a Saturday. Tonight we've got Conor Benn and Islam Makhachev versus 𝕨𝕚𝕠𝕨𝕚. Islam will submit him in the first round. And new. Shout out to Materials. Shout out to Lighters and Materials. I'd like to say this. I've recently fell out with somebody. I don't want anybody falling out with this individual over me. But look at my community page. Look what he said. Your mummy and your daddy raised the teeth. Did you see me community post? Hey, here, know this motherfucker. Manchester's not a big place, and me and you will bump into each other. I look forward to it, bro. Look at me. Look at me. Don't look at me. For me, are you better at your big bells here? That means thousands of grams spin. Finn, are you putting a bet on today? Let me know. Guys, we have Chris Eubank v Conor Benn 2 tonight. I'm hoping Conor Benn wins. That way then it sets her up for a trilogy. You know, how are you, Fran? But, nah, listen. I'd like to apologise to most of the people that come in me live for me behaviour and what I triggered through the week because of a personal incident. I don't pal around with any. Hey, DJ, I don't mess around with anyone on YouTube. There's only 1 or 2 people that have been to this house. If I invite you into my house, yeah, as a guest, when you leave, if something is missing, I'll ring you like a man. I'll say, bro, you know I had an ashtray there from Amsterdam, and when you left it was gone. Can I have my ashtray back? I didn't take your fucking ashtray. You lost your fucking ashtray. You know what I mean? But here, you made a big mistake mentioning my mother and father, you long prick. You know, say what you want to me. Do not mention my fucking mother or father. And I know you will again, but know something, we'll bump into each other again. And that's not a threat, that's a promise, that's a fact. Right? And say to me what you said. Why won't you answer your phone to me? Hey, what are you afraid of, bro? You're a big man, ain't you? Answer your fucking phone, Don. Hey, answer your phone, cause we'll bump into each other, and I'm telling you now, I'd answer my phone. Because I won't be as nice when we meet in person again. Know what I mean? For what you said about me here, I'll let it slide, but when we bump into each other here, you're gonna know what you think, cause you're taller than me and bigger than me. Bro, I'd head kick you if I needed to. But I won't go to that. But if you don't apologise to me, well, then we're in trouble. Where I'm from, you accuse me of robbing a fucking daisy out of your garden, mate, and you haven't got proof. Here, you're fucking in trouble, yeah? You don't label anybody, and I'd understand if you had proof. You know, but at the end of the day, here, what you said about my man and that, here, lastly, how about fuck you and your face? And when you see me, do something about it, bro, right? You're a big man, ain't you? So when you see me, swing at me. Hey, if I was you, I would. You know, you caught me a thief and you insulted me parents. So when me and you see, we're going to have a talk. Whether you want or not, I'll get your attention. I'll make you talk. Do you understand? We'll see who's a thief when you see me. Say it to me face, yeah? If we meet again, bro, and see what happens, yeah? Call me a thief in front of me face, yeah? You won't even pick up your phone. I've rang you 3 times. You're a big tough guy in Manchester, ain't you? But you won't answer your phone to little old me. You fucking gaslighted me for no reason. I don't know what your angle was or your motivation, but after everything you did for me, why would I do you wrong? You don't know me. Most of my fucking people that come in here know what my character's like. Bro, here. Do you want to sell that Fendi hat for 80 quid? You can have it if you need the money. You know, I don't need it here. You can sell any of me props to get back your 30 poxy pound. That I didn't go anywhere near. I've been smoking green, bro. I don't, you know what I mean? You were flaky that day. And cause I mentioned it, you gaslighted me. You betrayed me to save your own ass for some reason. I know there's a reason behind that, and you're guilty as sin. You know what I mean? I wouldn't have responded like this, but you fucking wrote something about my man and dad. You keep my man dad's mouth and name out your fucking mouth. Right, you're a big tough guy. I hope you are when we bump into each other. You know what I mean? But there'll be too many fucking cameras there. But if you don't apologise to me, yeah, we'll bump into each other. If it's not tomorrow, it'll be next week. If it's not next week, it'll be next month. And here, I won't forget when I see you. You know, because I'm a man. If I've a problem with you, I'll ring you like a fucking man and say, bro, you're bang out of order. I left this at your house. If you left something in my fucking house, yeah, I'd have finding it unless you hid it purposely. Do you understand? But at the end of the day, here, sometimes you have to cut people away, you know, because they're dead weight. You know, I tried to help you, promote you. I've got loads of me mates to buy a fucking book. And that's how you treat me. You think I'd fuck you over for £30? You know. But anyway, listen. I've never fucked you over in your life since we've been mates. All I've did is give. If I was going to take something off you, why would I go to your kid's birthday, put money in the card, buy a lad a balloon and a card? Hey, who was there the other night? I was fucking there, wasn't I? Yeah. Who was at your book launch? Me. Where was all your mates? Nowhere to be seen. I was there though, wasn't I? 'Cause I love you like a brother. Why would I betray you over £30? You know, like I'd understand if you accused me of robbing a gun on you or something, then you'd be pissed, right? But the thing is, I didn't take fuck all off you, but a few sausage rolls and a couple of sandwiches and 3 cups of tea. But if you want to lose me as a friend, that I'm fine with that, you know. But this is your call, bro, not mine. Jerry, I'm just upset, bro. You know, if I come to your house, right, and I leave your house and I realise I've lost me hash, so I ring your house just to see that I leave it there. And you say no, and even though it's not there, I still accuse you. How would you feel, Jerry? Be honest, bro, as a man. I know you're a bowsy, so I know you'll answer me. How would it make you feel, Jerry? Be honest, bro, if you didn't do it. Most of my life, bro, I did it. I'll hold me hands up. Most of my life, I'm guilty for nearly everything, but not for this. You know, the Lord may take my kids away from me. You know, I don't fuck about. When I speak about my family, I don't fucking play. You know, my ma and dad's grave, and later you turned around and said, and lastly, your mommy and daddy raised the teeth. Well, tell you what, right? I'll make a fucking deal with you now, right? When we meet the next time, you call me a thief to my face, right? You do that, big man, right? You're much taller than me. You're about 6'6", but fuck, I'm not worried about how big you are, bro. The next time we meet, you call me a thief to me face and see what happens. And that's not a threat. You call me a fucking thief and I did nothing on you, okay? Not one thing. All I did was be a brother and support you. Where were all your mates at your book launch? Nowhere. Where were they? The place was meant to be rammed. Where were they? There was me and there was Sean Atwood and 2 other people. I still went because you're my brother, right? You've helped me so much. You know, you invited me to your son's birthday. I went out, got my balloon, stuck a couple of pounds in the card. You know, went up, everything was great. And then the next day or so, you come down here, you stay here for a brew, you leave. You phone my missus's phone and asked her, did you leave weed here? Hash. She said, do you see any hash here? I went around with a camera. Now the camera light all over the place. It wasn't here. You know what I mean? And then he had the audacity to put something underneath one of my statuses to say, me mother raised the teeth. Here, say it to me face when you see me, Lee, right? That I'm a thief, yeah? See what happens, right? But now this here, see me. You won't accuse me of something, because, bro, I don't give a fuck who's with you. You're a big man, right? And I know you're a tough guy. I like tough guys. You will see how tough you are, because you're in the wrong. You accuse me. I swore on my kids' lives, my granny's grave, me mother and sister's grave, me dead brothers and sister's grave. And you've not just called me a thief, you've called me a liar. Well, here, how about this? I know you're lying to somebody. And it is me, but there's other people you're lying to, and I got on it, bro. You are flaky that day. Hey, bro, I seen it in your eyes. You tried to hang me and accuse me of doing things that I've not done. You accuse me of being fucking... You turned around and said to me that I'm messing around with machines again. Are you taking the piss, bro? Hey, listen to me. I'm a good counsellor and I'm a good advisor and I'm a good therapist too. And I'm very good at psychology. Well, he wasn't sat on the sofa, Jerry. He was in here and he wasn't in here for long, bro. And I fucking ripped the place apart because if somebody says they drop something in your house, automatically I get paranoid because I'm like, hang on a minute, you didn't drop anything here. I've gone all around the floor. I even looked outside and I wasn't there. Like, as far as I'm concerned, the friendship ripped to bits all because of £40, £30 worth of fucking black hash. He said there was a half ounce there. There wasn't even a quarter there, by the way it looked. Do you understand? He had it in his hand like that. But he must have dropped it when he left. And if he's convinced that he had it when he was here, but when he left, he didn't leave it here. You know, on my kids' lives. You know, for me to have to swear on my kids' lives. You know, fuck that. It's like I said, this is a big city. I'll bump into my man again. And I'll ask him to call me a thief to his face. Say it. Go on. Please say them few words. Go on. And watch me energy change. You know, our Lord had the Last Supper, right? And he said to his disciples, one of you is going to betray me before the cock crows at 6 o'clock in the morning. And they all said, no, sire, we'd never betray it. But little did they know, one person in the team was a greedy bastard. So he had to go to Pontius Pilate and tell them that where our Lord was. Treachery, tyranny, hanging. That was the crime. You should be hung for that. You know, but the way I say it is, if somebody wants to accuse you of something in the wrong, you have to leave them be. You know what I mean? Here, like I said, I remember me. Fuck no, Jerry, I can't have it, bro. Even though it's hurt me heart. Here. It's not as if it hasn't happened to me before. Still, Arthur, send it. Come on, Ireland! Yup, the Irish. Let's go! If we can beat Portugal, we can beat anyone. We just need to believe. I broke my leg. That's the suicide vest. We have detonators right there. We have a pound of plastic explosives in there. You know, that's a backup one just in case the first one doesn't work. You know, it's just like that. Backup one. That's a suicide vest. We have 10 minutes and then the missus is going out doing the shopping. But I hope you all have a good day. Shout out to Finn and Jerry. Shout out to BDL. If you're not up to Finn, DJ Cooper, BDL or Jerry, can you go do it? I won't ask people to take sides, but what I will ask you to do is to take this into consideration. I'm a good friend. I'm a quiet. I'm a good host. I don't charge people. This has never been about money, you know. And then for somebody to accuse me of taking something from them, I don't take fuck all off anybody, and I don't ask you for fuck all. In fact, do you know, in the last 6 months, yeah, Finn is the only one that's bought me a coffee in 6 months. I don't make money off here. You know what I mean? Like £3 is nothing. I could have charged that a month for subscriptions, and I didn't. And you know what? There's only probably 5 people that come in and out of here that ever have done it before. You know, hey Pablo, and Pablo was one of them as well. You know, but it's like YouTube, it doesn't pay off. Like, you know, I come on it for the wrong reasons. I've made more videos than anybody in Air Circle on YouTube, and that is a fact. I've researched 50 other channels, and not one of them has made over 1,000 videos. 1,500 videos. I've made 6,200. No, it's not a misunderstanding at all. I'm not having him accusing me of that and then getting his missus to text me missus, right, and say, because me missus was meant to go to bingo on the Saturday with them, right, because the bonfire night was the Wednesday, and then he left here, rang me missus and said, did he leave something here? And Pablo, he didn't, you know. So then his missus said, Lee does things to test people. Pablo, why does he need to test me? You know, I'm a good friend, you know. He's been good to me. He's been so good to me son. You know what I mean? Why would I do anything to jeopardise that? But I can't have no one call me a thief, Pablo. Me bollocks. Me man and dad brought me up better. And you see me community page. He wrote on it and he said, your mammy and daddy raised the thief. So we'll deal with it. When I see him, we'll deal with it. You know. Here, call me a thief now. Go on. But here, walk up this way and we'll talk about it. You know what I mean? I'll be waiting for him to swing. You know, I don't give a fuck who you are, bro, or how tough you are, or what you've been through. Yeah, where you born? Calling me a thief. Where were you fucking born? In fucking prison. Shut your mouth. Do you understand? Calling me a thief. Where were you born? You know, hey, you've been thieving most of your cunting life. Do you understand? There's a difference. No. You don't steal on your own as far as I'm concerned. And I swore on everything dear to me. I swore on me mammy and daddy's grave, me brother and sister's grave, me granny's grave, me uncle's grave, all me mates' graves, me children's lives, me grandchildren's lives. He didn't drop anything here. But he's using me as a fucking scapegoat because I think I know the real reason. You anticipated me buying that hash, and I think you spent money. And you needed to put it back. So you used me as a scapegoat and said you dropped the weed in my house and you didn't. That's the facts and that's the truth. Pablo, would you be upset? Answer the question, yes or no. Would you be upset? It'd be like you accusing me, Pablo. That'd kill me inside. But it's not going to. I'm not going to let it. I'll deal with it like a fucking man when I see him. You know, we'll deal with it, yeah? And I know Lee is a real G. He'll come on his own. You know, I hope he does. It'd be easier that way. You know. And if you're watching that, bro, if you're watching this, Lee, I think me and you need to meet up somewhere public where there's cameras, right? How about that? How about Marco Reyes? We go and have a coffee and have a talk about this, cause bro, listen to me, you're in the wrong here. You never even rang me to let me explain myself or tell you or I ripped this house apart for it, and I wasn't here. I went outside, I even followed your fucking route with me bastard phone torch. So don't wrong me, bro. You know what I mean? Because we will fall out, and if we do meet each other, bro, listen. You did this, right? You did this, remember that, yeah? You know. No, but I don't care, Pablo. He's accused me of something. How can he feel that? How can he be feeling the same as me? He's the one that accused me in the wrong. But he's too proud to fucking admit it. But he's not using me as a scapegoat. No fucking way, mate. I'll deal with this on my own. You understand? Like a fucking man. And like I said here, my hair's green. You'll see me coming a mile away. If you want to keep that energy with me, I suggest me and you meet on the canal. Where there's no cameras. I'll meet you halfway from where you live right now. I'll meet you on the canal. And we can talk about it, bro, because it's upsetting me. You're meant to be my boy. All the shit you've done for me. Why would I do that to you? I'd never do that. You're me mate. Look what you did for me. You changed me life. Why would I betray you, bro? And this is why I'm angry. Because I'd never do you wrong. On me mommy and daddy's grave. On me dead brother and sister's grave. On me 4 kids' lives. On me grandkids. Bro, you've got this wrong. You either lost it or dropped it and had it in your head. You dropped it at mine. Listen, I'm not swearing on anybody's lives anymore. You've already heard, man. You get me, though. If you want to meet in Morrison's for a cup of tea, or if you want to meet on the canal here, I don't mind either. But I want you to look me in the eye and call me a fucking thief. That's all I want you to do. I want us to meet like men, and I want you to say that I'm a fucking thief to my face. Just you and me, that'd be it. It's like at the end of the day, I've got love, and when I love people, it's like, like if you're my mate, I fucking love you, you know what I mean? I would not betray you like that. It's not in me DNA, it's not me characteristics. In Ireland, we have a saying, you don't rob off anyone, but you don't rob off your own, especially if they're good to you, for fuck's sake. Do you understand why I'm so upset? I made a decision, and I was like, I see this guy, man, I love him, he's like me big brother. I'd never do him wrong. Obviously he's got it wrong. Like Jesus Christ, And he's generous to me as well. He always leaves me a couple of spliffs and what have you. So why would I do that, I just don't it's like I'm not gonna lie, I'm devastated because like he's I see a lot of myself in him, like he's got good characteristics, but it's just like I just seen the change in his demeanour over a 48-hour period, but like I said, it's like it has really upset me because I try my best to help people on YouTube, you know what I mean? I don't gain from it. You know, it's like, but if I'm your mate, you accuse me of something, that's gonna upset me, you know. And knowing it'll trigger me and then mention my mother and my father. I'll leave her at this. I know you're watching me. The next time we meet, you mention my mother or father raising a teeth and we'll deal with it. Right? Hey. 𝕝𝕚𝕬𝕧𝕖 teats. You know, I don't give a bollocks, bro. This isn't about anybody else but me and you, mano mano. You're a man. You accuse me like a man, but when I rang you, you wouldn't answer your phone. You wouldn't pick the phone up, would you? But like I said, I'd like to meet you for a coffee if you want and talk about it like men. Because if you're accusing me of something, I want you to look me in the eye and we'll have some breakfast. You know, and we can solve this if you apologise. But if you don't apologise and we bump into each other, well then here, that's your call. That's on you, not me. You know, here. I hope you all enjoys our weekend. Like I said, if it was you, it's okay for people to say leave it and da. But here, you ain't called a thief and you ain't here. He insulted my ma and dad. Do you understand? And I can't let that happen either. Like I said, here, this can go two ways. I hope it goes peacefully. You know, I'm offering you an olive branch to meet me in a cafe where there's loads of cameras and we'll talk about it. If you're going to accuse me, at least sit before me and look me in the eye and accuse me of it and see me reaction. We'll deal with it like men. You know, because it won't go away. Manchester's a big place, and yeah, we live on the same area. We're going to bump into each other. You know, I'm just saying though, Pablo, I did nothing wrong. And at the end of the day, you won't answer the phone. You know what I mean? He won't answer the phone. I've tried to ring him. You know what I mean? But he won't answer the phone because he's such a big man. You know. My man dad brought me. Pablo, look at me community page what he said. And lastly, mocking me. Your mommy and daddy raised the teeth. My missus is my witness. You know what I mean? It's like... But anyway, look, I only need one witness and it's God. You know. Certain people have been acting flaky around me and I notice certain behaviour. If I'm a thief, you're a liar. You know. So, if you want to meet for coffee, I'm up for it. Or if you want to meet on the canal, I'm definitely up for it. You know, this can be resolved when you apologise to me because I did nothing on you. And do not carry on slating my name or mentioning my mother or my father. Do you understand? Because if my brothers see that here, they're not as calm as me. But anyway, like I said, my mother, she didn't raise a thief, she raised a soldier. I've never had to rob anything off anybody in my life except that cars when I was a kid. You know, but shout out to forgiveness, shout out to God, and I'll see you later on. Shout out to Pablo, shout out to Ron, shout out to Finn, and I'll talk to you all later. Sad it's come to this. We'll